Well, boys and girls, I didn't do much yesterday. Well, with video anyway. That's just a butt hair over 210. This thing's been sitting here running for literally the last hour. We drained it again last night and flushed the living out of it, especially the heater cores. Flushed it until we had excellent flow every which direction. One thing we did, some people are going to complain, worked on the old school stuff. This thing was losing like 1.5 gallons of water every now and then, but we could not find any reason for it. No idea why. And couldn't find the leaks till we finally found the water pump and then found the crack in the stupid holding tank. So we put a little water glass in it. Yeah, I know some people are going to complain, oh my God, well, you know what? It worked good on the old school stuff. We used it on 3 or 4 things over the years and never had an issue. Didn't plug up the heater, didn't do nothing. So, anyway, that's what we were hoping the issue was after we changed everything. I'm not sure what's going on now. The temperature's wiggling a little now. And Brother Ed out there saying something. I can't hear him. But we did get a bunch of air out sitting here running. And front and rear heaters were working great, which it hasn't done. So we're hoping we got it made. We're going to find out here in a little bit. Well, this shows up Tuesday night. Oh, it must be about 9:30, I guess. The glow from the moon. If I can get rid of the... Yeah, I can't get her on the light, but that's what that is. Really pretty in the clouds. And... oh, I can't find it with the camera. There's a plane up there. Right about where the plane is, there's a glow from Newburgh. But, I thought I'd do a quickie here. We played with that car a bunch more. I think we got it about as good as it's going to get. We put like, I don't know, 22, 23 miles on it and 2 trips around. One of them was up in the hills, going up and down, and it warms up a little bit here and there, but is for the most part staying where it belongs. So we're gonna dump stuff out of it. There's a whiskey dog coming at me. It's just water in it right now. So in the morning we're gonna dump it, put the antifreeze back in, and hopefully get all the bubbles out again. That seemed to be what the big issue was. A little bit of blockage stuff and some bubbles. So, I read different things and saw different videos. Some said, oh, it's easy, just put a funnel on it and fill it up, you're done. And others were, you got to have vacuum, you got to vacuum it and fill it that way, and hopefully it works the first time, maybe it'll work the second time. And news for you, it's a pain in the butt. I seen a meme deal a while back. It was a hole in a piece of metal where a shaft went through. Shaft had a pulley on the other end. Pulley's on the other side of the hole, but the bolts are on the wrong side of the pulley. Only way to get the shaft out is to pull it through the hole, but the pulley's in the way because the pulley's much bigger than the hole. And it said that an engineer will screw 13 mechanics before he even looks at a girl. Guess what? Yeah. I do believe that. I think it's a pretty good one. Anyway, say it's Tuesday night. I'll probably get you something tomorrow. 2 little shorties today. I'll just put a long one up tomorrow. Who knows? Oh, got lucky when I shut the pump off last night. The gun's all the way in out there. And look at the ground's wet. It was raining at 5 o'clock. It didn't rain a lot. Just got things wet. Supposed to rain all the rest of the week. Sounds like the weekend now too. So yeah, fall has fallen. So I guess we write off the rest of the oats, contemplating if we go up and bring the combine in and get it cleaned up and find a spot to shove it, get it out of the weather. Since it's been sitting up there with a tarp on it for the last, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it's been. I don't think the little dry spell in the middle was enough to have been able to harvest anything. It never got warm enough. And besides that, when we were smoked in, man, they'd have probably put me in jail if I went up there to combine. That I wouldn't have wanted to. You couldn't see to do it. Oh yeah, if you notice the green up above, that's all evened out now. One more run with that big traveler, and everything will be watered except for where the one group of cows is. Everything will be once over. Should be like the 10th time over, but you know, when you go all summer without the pump. So, see what the day brings. Trailer's all cleaned up. My pickup got cleaned up. I think they're going to go get tubs this morning. That's the last thing I heard. So, and we're out. Cows need them. Okay, that's enough. I'll let you go for now. They pretty? Those are the pieces that the hydraulic cables go into at the valve end. The link to the valve actually goes inside those. I've still got more cleaning up to do. These go on the end of the cable. There's some stuff, and I'll show you. Goes on right there, and then it pins to the valve. And I'm missing one of those because previous owners took one cable off, along with one of these off, to try to find replacements. So one of these, and I can't tell, it's this one. I can't tell you which one it is. These are not chamfered at all, and well, they're barely chamfered on the inside. This one's got quite a bit of chamfer on the inside. It's one that was given to me by one of the fab shops around. They get them with some hoist kits, and they don't use that style setup. So he gave me that and the piece that holds it on. And I still gotta find another one of these pins too, because that ain't there either. That's what goes through that to hold it on the valve. But I figured as crusty as these were, corroded on the inside, so they've all been cleaned up. Figured I'd throw some paint on them. It's going to get messed up. And the pieces they're setting on are the adapters that Tom made for me. They're just short. They're only like 3/4 of an inch long. I cut slots into the end that they're setting on so that I can screw them in flush into those pieces, and then the cables screw into them. Probably could have showed you that part too. Right there. And that's your adjustment. Where they are here is your adjustment for your levers to your valve. And I slid the nut back already. Get it wherever it needs to be and jam the nut, and that's where it's supposed to stay. When the paint's dry enough on those that I can handle them, I'm going to put a couple drops of Loctite on each one of those and screw them on in. Between a little bit of paint that I got on the threads inside, a little Loctite. I don't want to put too much on, but I don't want them coming out, because unfortunately you got to run those things all the way on. Actually, you slide them on the cable, you still got to get them screwed on to where they're in the right spot. I don't need that shifting inside. It'll be a bad thing. And the other thing I think we're going to do when we get it all together, or almost all together, is I'm going to spray where these couple to the valve and the inside of these with fluid film to kind of hopefully keep moisture out. It'd be a little better if they had an O-ring groove in these and it could seal, but That's not how they made it. And these older ones, yeah, I can chuck them in a lathe and put an O-ring groove in it and find an O-ring that'll fit it. I probably have some. But that one new one, that edge is chamfered back enough, it doesn't leave room for making a decent O-ring groove. So we'll just clean everything up, and after everything's in and adjusted properly, I figure I'll just smear some silicone around the top half. If something gets in there, it condenses, it can still leak out the bottom, but it'll keep it from flowing in from the top. That's kind of my idea. And number one finished. Cleaning up what was here for the most part. Over there in the black bags now. And she's actually down there working on the inside of the cab now. You know, still going to make a big mess on the inside, but if all that stuff's cleaned out of there first, it makes it a lot nicer to have to work on the top part. So that's what I know for the day. Ain't much left of the day. So with that, I'm going to call that a video. So you got the last couple days on video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. They say it's free. I haven't heard where anybody's been charged for it yet. And hopefully, the way the weather's being, hopefully we'll have something to show for a little bit of work we've been doing. And, of course, I still got this thing to work on, but, I got to start with that and get it cleaned up and painted, and then I got to get those drums on. And really, I need to get with Tom and get my wheel spacers figured out and made so that when the drums go on, they'll stay on. I don't plan on pulling the wheel adapters. For that set of wheels, it's just going to hold out wider, which is fine, give it a better stance. And the other set have to have it because the ID of the wheel is too small to slide over the drum. So there's no sense in taking spacers off. Just swap tires and wheels. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.